Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out Yasmi coin's price chart and something really interesting going on in my opinion around this area, but that interesting thing may not be necessarily a good thing for us. Why is that? If we remember, first things first, the last time that we talked about Yasmi, we were right around this area, and the idea was that we are actually having, excuse me, let's zoom more, a beautiful clear cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the downside, meaning odds are this is the beginning of a move down, and we said any kind of move up in Yasmi should be, at least according to our primary case, interpreted as just a simple corrective movement, and after it's over we can have another move down. And on a higher degree, if we want to be optimistic, we can consider the scenario indicating we're going to have an ABC zigzag. And in terms of the sub waves, you know what's happening. 5 wave up into A, let's just do this. Okay, correction for wave B, let's say WXY, doesn't really matter, and another 5 into wave C. And if I just go on the live chart, okay, so you see, we said maybe our correction up is going to be in form of a WXY or maybe an ABC zigzag, and this is the key, pay attention. I actually expected for this move on the upside to continue a little bit in order to reach to about these regions, which I think in H1 time frame was a decent gap that was created as a result of this move down being a little bit too fast. So from my POV, made perfect sense to say, you know what, if we are going to have a slow and choppy move up in form of a correction, one likely target for it can be reaching to somewhere around this area. However, as you can see, we definitely didn't do that. So the overall scenario was suggesting we're going to have a continuation of the move down. I'm going to argue pretty much played out, but this move on the upside, this specific phase, was actually way weaker than we expected, and this is going to be part of a very important problem for us at the moment in Yasmi. Now, before I tell you what is going on in here, let me tell you this. I think in Yasmi, as long as we are not taking the lowest low down here about, let's say, 1.4 cents, we are allowed to be very much optimistic, because I'm thinking this is actually a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up, hopefully on a higher degree into a wave 1, followed by, let's say, sure, an ABC zigzag into wave 2. And what's next if this count is happening? You know the answer, a strong move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. And just for our wave 3, I expect Yasmi to get back above this very important level, which the higher band of it is about 2.25 cents. And then after it, I'm expecting a consolidation pattern above this level into our wave 4, followed by, guess what, another strong move up into wave 5, which in it we are going to reach to about this very strong resistance area between 3 to about 3.6. So overall, again, let me say this, as long as we're not taking the lows in here, we should be a bit optimistic. However, having said that, let's zoom in more now and see what is happening. You see, if we would have gone up in Yasmi, and in that phase specifically we would have taken this important high right in here about, let's say, 1.7 cents, I was actually able to tell you that, you know what, this move on the upside is on the same degree as this one on the downside, and maybe this is 5 down into a correction for wave B, and we're gonna have like another move down into our ceiling. But since we didn't do that, this sort of kind of does open up the doors to some more bearish structures. As an example, you can say maybe like this is an ABC zigzag, but you can argue maybe we're having something like this. Okay, this can be 5 down, sure, but now into a wave 1, correction for wave 2, and probably an impulsive structure on the downside, maybe to about this point. I'm gonna say maybe even like a bit lower into wave 3, correction for 4, another move down into wave 5, and then on a higher degree, this whole structure is going to be into an A leg, correction for wave B, and another move on the downside into our C leg. This is just one bearish possibility that was created as a result of this move up being not necessarily that strong and good. Second side, let's say, okay, we are having 5 down to about this point into an A leg, correction for wave B, and another move down into our C leg. Let's even consider this thing as our primary scenario. In that case, we still do have a bit of problem. You see, whenever you get a very strong move on the downside, followed by that a very small move up, this means that in this phase bears are absolutely not that powerful, and you can actually come up with a decent conclusion suggesting the next move is going to be a very strong one down. On the other hand, if after a very strong 5-wave down, we get a rather deep pullback, that means, okay, maybe there is some sort of a balance between bears and bulls, and if we are going to have another move down, it's not going to be necessarily that strong. And for example, in it, we may take this low down here, but we're going to go like just a little bit lower, and then that will be it, the low hour correction. This is actually the main idea behind the concept of having an A, B, C flat structure. And with that said, what is going on, if you want to say this is our B leg, since in here we didn't even take the height of our supposed oblique wave 4, we can argue, look, this is a very weak move on the upside, suggesting what this move down is going to be quite strong, and I am willing to argue this is actually going to continue a little bit more. Now, let's talk about Fibonacci's and see what is happening. And if you want to say that, okay, this is a 1 and a 2, and then we're going to have a big move into wave 3, 4, 5, then okay, for wave 2, it's very common to have a rather deep correction structure on the downside. And sure, you can say this is like the 78% level, which can be considered as like a very deep corrective movement. But I think based on what I'm seeing, we may continue this move down a little bit more in Yasmi, and in it, if this is truly a 1-2, we may reach to about the 90% level, which is down here about 1.43 cents. Essentially, this means from the current point, we can expect maybe like another 10% move on the downside. So these are the reasons for why I believe this move might continue a little bit more. Now, what is going on in terms of indicators? Let's go on weekly time frame, zoom in a bit more. Okay, so in MACD, we are having a buy signal, and this is a fantastic sign. But in SOC RSI, unfortunately, we are having a confirmed sell signal. And I think when we were also around the highs, we talked about the possibility of having some more chopping around in Yasmi due to this very, very important signal. But again, you want to remember, as long as we are having a buy in MACD, we can argue that the general trend is bullish, and hopefully after this small move, we are going to continue our uptrend. Now, let's go on daily time frame, see what is going on. Okay, this is not necessarily good because now we are having confirmed sell signals in both of these indicators at the same time, suggesting, you know what, our move down may continue a bit more. And let's go on H1 time frame because this is kind of important. You see, what do we have in here? On the live chart, we had in here a low. The other one was like a lower low, but in MACD, we had a low. The other one was a higher low. So we said, look, this is a bit of a bullish divergence, which is a great sign, fair enough. But the moment that we get a break of our divergence line, that means our move down is going to continue. And guess what? Right at, as you can see, this candlestick in here, we got a break of the line. And what happened next from this point to about the lows? Yes, basically we got like a 20% move on the downside. So this bearish sign, I would say, definitely did the job. But pay attention to what is going on at the moment. You can still consider this thing as a whole low. The other one can be right in here as a lower low, but in MACD, we are having a higher low in this area. So essentially, this is a bit of a bullish divergence still, but now between these two lows. And I'm going to say what I said back then again. If we get a move down in Jasmy, and in that move, we get a break of the divergence line, once more, you are going to see some more downward price action in Yasmi coin, which I know it's going to be really annoying and it's not necessarily going to make a lot of traders and investors happy. But, you know, this is how specifically the crypto market works. It actually has a habit of shaking a lot of people out of their trades and investments, and then we are going to get like a very strong move on the upside, and that is only going to take like 2-3 days. But after it, guess what, we're gonna get into, I don't know, let's say like a couple of weeks of consolidation pattern. This is why the crypto market, and especially when it comes to altcoins, is like really annoying. But if you are patient enough And if you choose your projects with fundamentals and also what is going on in terms of technicals in mind, I think overall you are going to end up making quite a good bit of money. So overall, in Yasmi, in the short term, I am expecting a move down. Is that going to be a bad sign? Not necessarily, as long as we are not taking the loss down here about 1.4 cents. Now, what if we do go down and take the loss? At that point, the recovery phase, unfortunately, is going to take some time. Why? Because what do you need to see if you want to be like extremely bullish, and what is actually going to generally happen before having a very strong bull run? You know it, having a 1 2 3 4 5 followed by a correction and structure down. So you know this thing is once more going to take some time, and it's going to be really annoying. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Yasmi. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.